All right, now we've got Mickey Burnett. Come on, Mickey, from Mike's Hard Lemonade. Mike's Mickey, Mickey's Mike. We had some great chats last night. Go tell the audience what you're up to today.
All right. Hey, I will do my best. I know I'm standing between you guys and a coffee break, so I will do my best to be half as eloquent as Barry and take you guys through a little bit of what we're doing at Mike's Hard Lemonade. As I said, my name is Mickey Burnett. I'm Director of Marketing for our brand teams at Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'm really excited to be here because as my family, my friends, my team, my wife will tell you, I'll take any opportunity to pontificate on how Mike's Hard Lemonade Company is doing, how we're leading category-leading growth, and how we're doing that with consumers and being as targeted as possible against all our brands. So I'm really excited to be here, tell you a little bit about our company and what we're doing. So there we go. So a lot of you guys probably are like, who's Mike's Hard Lemonade? You think Mike's Hard Lemonade, the brand that's been around for about, 20 years. It's the typical lemonade, black cherry, strawberry lemonade. Yeah, that's who we are, but we're actually a portfolio of brands. So we've got, there we go. We've actually got 5 brands in our portfolio that have distinct personalities and equities, and we also have very distinct consumer targets. We're laser targeted against all of our consumers and laser targeted who our targets are for those brands. And we have to be because we aren't as big as some of the big competitors like Miller, Coors, Anheuser-Busch. So we've got brands like Mike's, which I already talked about, Harder, which is endorsed by Mike's, which is a convenience store brand, 8% alcohol in singles. Some of you guys may or may not have tried it. If you have a crazy Friday night, you probably have. We've got Cayman Jack, which is pre-prepared cocktails, so margaritas, mojitos. If you're a margarita snob like I am, I promise you if you try them, you give them a shot, you'll probably like them. I'm a big fan. And we've got Palm Breeze. Palm Breeze is a millennial female targeted brand, all about flavor, very targeted around escape, vacationing, things like that. And then White Claw. I'll talk a little bit more about White Claw as we get into the case part of this, but it's our newest brand and we're really excited about what's going on with that and the consumers. So, a little bit more about Mike's. We're actually the 6th largest supplier in the beer category. And yes, even though we're our flavored malt beverage, we are categorized in the beer category. But as you can see, 6 is still pretty small, right? Once you get past the top 2 or 3, we're a pretty small guy. The guys are spending, multitudes more than us against their brands, the top 2 and 3 and 4 guys. We've got to be smarter with what we spend because we spend significantly less against our brands because we are smaller. We're number 6 in dollars. We're number 7 in volume. We're actually a premium supplier in the beer category. Our profits on our business to our distributors is about 1.5 times the average case profit versus all in the beer category. So we provide more profit to our distributor partners. So even though we're number 6, we are actually the fastest growing beer supplier among the top 10 in the category. Growth is really hard to come by in our category right now. You have to be really smart, you have to be really targeted, and you have to be able to be nimble and quick. And we're really pleased that it's driving 15% growth. As you can see, there's only 2 other big suppliers that are growing. We feel like we're in pretty good company with Constellation and Diageo, but we're also in a category that's down more than 1% year to date. So I don't know what you guys think. I'm really pleased with 15%. We consider ourselves a growth company. Anything under 10% is not satisfactory for us. So we're even beating all of our expectations this year and having a lot of success. We have a lot of challenges, as you can expect. We are the Mike and the Goliath, David and the Goliath. We really take on that David personality in everything we do. How can we be smarter and how can we provide more value to our distributors and to our retailers by bringing in the right consumers and drive velocity in our category? But we don't take this and shy away from this challenge. There's a couple of key things that are really driving growth for our business and driving success at Mike's. The first is focus. We are really focused on who our consumer is. We're very focused on what messaging we're getting at our consumer. We're really focused about what are we communicating to our consumer at every single touch point. We got to be laser focused with every dollar we spend, and so that is really helping us win. So focus is one of our watchwords. The second one is speed. We are a very speedy company. We see ourselves as a speedboat, not like some of our competitors or our oil tankers. We can turn on a dime. So one thing we're going to talk about today is some of the testing we've done. I'll give you one example, but we do a lot of testing in the digital space, in the out-of-home digital space, in traditional mass media, TV, print, a little bit of radio. So we're willing to test anywhere and find out what kind of results we're going to get because we want to pick the best actions for our company and the best mediums that are continue to drive that double-digit growth, which is what we expect. So we believe speed and focus can actually win. So we can win the battle against Goliath by staying with these two watchwords. So I like to hit this up, and we use this quote in a lot of our internal and external presentations. Regardless of what you think about Rupert Murdoch, this is a hell of a quote. The world is changing very fast. Big will not beat small anymore. It'll be fast beating the slow. We consider ourselves fast. We consider ourselves nimble, and I think that reflects in what our growth trajectory is right now. So as we entered 2017, we had a brand new brand that we wanted to get behind and launch, and that was the White Claw brand. And I talked about that a little bit earlier. And White Claw is in the hard seltzer category. Anybody in the room, show of hands, had hard seltzer, heard of hard seltzer? Has anybody tried White Claw here? Do you like it? Fantastic. This is good stuff. You guys keep buying it. My kids have to go to college. So we're really excited about this brand. When this brand was developed, it was developed for a very specific reason. It was developed to get to the new active lifestyle that consumers are engaging with. We've been seeing this. I've been to CPG a lot of years. We've been seeing this coming and gaining momentum and gaining momentum. It's here to stay. It's not going away. This isn't the pet rock. This isn't some of those things like that. This is a movement with consumers that is changing. As you can see with segments like sparkling non-alcoholic water, like LaCroix, that's a $16 billion category, and it's growing. These brands are going to outpace the sales for traditional Coke and Pepsi in just a number of years. So this is really a space that consumers are spending their money with. Fitness clubs, $26 billion industry. I believe the average is the consumer who has a fitness club membership has an average of 3. I don't know how they use it, but it fits to them wanting to show their active lifestyle and at least have an impression that they're trying to do the right things in their life. And then athleisure. Whether you saw it on the plane if you flew in here, in the airport, casual Fridays, probably some of your offices, casual Mondays. People are wearing yoga pants, sweatpants, any moisture-wicking material anytime they want. Consumers love these kind of products, and it's a growing category. And so this is really encouraging their purchases in food and beverage. You know, coming from a food category prior to being at Mike's, this is really driving what are consumers looking for. It doesn't have to be all the way healthy, but what's that little bit healthier choice? And we believe that White Claw does that. And the reason we have that is we have 3 core RTBs around the business. If I can get this thing to change. Here we go. Around our brand. It's 100 calories, low carb, gluten-free. In addition, these are the 3 core we communicate. In addition, all natural ingredients, nothing artificial, really light in taste like a LaCroix, light in flavor. This really connects with that active lifestyle consumer. And as we were launching the brands, we wanted to make sure, and we were developing the brand, making sure that we were right into that lifestyle to drive awareness and trial. Once again, we're small. We're not spending as much as the competitors. We want to make sure we're right in lockstep with our consumers. So we looked at where were our active lifestyle consumers, and we really targeted millennials. Shocker. I know you've heard a lot about millennials today, and probably in any meeting you've sat in the last few months or years. But we knew through some consumer work we had done who this was going to attract. We knew through our early launch last year, we launched mid-year last year, which was kind of just testing the waters, that millennials were going to come against this brand pretty hard. We over-indexed in that high consuming age cohort with 25 to 34. So we knew these consumers were going to engage with our brand and be engaged with what we had to offer because it fit their lifestyle. We also knew that they had disposable income. We over-indexed pretty high on households of $100,000 or more. So we know as a premium company that sells premium brands, as I talked to you guys earlier about our profit, this was okay to have an $8.99, $9.99 six-pack, and these consumers would participate in the category and specifically with White Claw. And we knew if we could drive awareness and trial, we would be able to get 3 trips minimum per year from the consumer. And this was really going to drive our growth. We did about 1 million cases in our first year. Believe it or not, we're actually going to double our goal. We're going to do about 4 million cases this year against this business, with the ceilings the limit really in the next couple of years. So we knew that we had to get to this goal to drive the business. So one of the things we did to really target these active lifestyle millennials is we worked with Zoom Media and Francois' team, and we talked to them and said, hey, we've got a little bit of money we can spend in Q1. We really want to test a couple of things. We want to make sure we have the right messaging. for these active lifestyle millennials. We want to make sure that it resonates and they can recall it. We want to make sure that, that we're getting to people who are influencers among their group of 6 people, right? And we want to drive a lot of trial. So we worked with them and we put together a program in Phoenix and Tampa and 100 clubs. And we essentially did digital signage, wallscapes, and things like that in old language. I guess we kind of papered the clubs to show what digital looked like in front of the workout machines, the treadmills. We had signage in front of the locker rooms as you entered the gym. The consumers couldn't help but notice it. This is just an example of some of the creative we used, but we had other creative that had our RTBs on it, driving home what the benefits of the brand were as well. And so this was just a really good test to make sure, one, we were communicating properly with the right campaign, it resonated with them, and they would drive some purchase intent. And what we found is we had some pretty good results. We saw that we almost got about 4 million impressions just in these 100 locations. We got 29-point lift on brand awareness. So we wanted to drive brand awareness, brand new brand, nobody knew about it. We wanted to make sure in this very influential group that we could drive awareness. We drove brand affinity. Do they like the brand? Are they attracted to the brand? Up to 46%. And then we also drove purchase intent, 22% purchase intent, which for a small company like us, we have to make every dollar hunt. And we wanted to make sure that that is a really strong success for us. But 79% aided ad recall. 79% on a brand new brand, nobody knew about, seeing the campaign for the first time. And we were lucky enough to see that our campaign was working. We got some feedback. We were able to make some tweaks to the campaign and make it better. So that was great feedback as we went into the summer. But it was some pretty good results in a really small test. And what this allowed us to do, it allowed us to bring this activation into our repertoire of things that we're looking at to drive our business. So we work with our agency, Maxis, and this is one of those things that as we're continuing to drive and be as targeted as possible, this is an option for us as we move forward. So what does that mean on a national basis? And I promise I'll get you out to coffee in a second. We're killing it in the hard seltzer segment. It's a growing segment. There's very few growing segments in beer right now. This is one of them. We're really excited that we're leading share in volume in dollars. We actually are the #1 hard velocity for hard seltzer category. So we know that the consumer that we're targeting is buying. And then finally, they're coming back. The people we are targeting are coming back to the business and they're continuing to buy our brand. So thank you guys for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mickey, for clawing back share. Well done.